Hello, good evening, and wish you a very warm welcome to this live stream on probability. And we already have some students with us. Jayant Desi Ashu. Ashu Tomar is your name, right? So we have a lot of Tomars here. We have got Ashu Tomar, and we have also got Anshik Tomar. Anshik Tomar, I'm seeing you here for the first time today, and a very warm welcome to you. So basically, I'll tell you a little bit about my channel first. So my channel Exponent to Success is committed towards adding an exponent to your learning curve. You know what happens with an exponent is that if you look at the number 2 square, 2 square gives you 4, but 2 cube, if you increase the exponent only by 1, the number becomes double of that, and the difference is quite noticeable if it is 3 square and 3 cube, because 3 square is only 9, whereas 3 cube, only increasing the exponent by 1 more, gives you 27, which is a much bigger number. So that's what happens at Exponent to Success, that as you keep adding an exponent to your learning curve becomes steeper and steeper and steeper, and it will go a very long way. So that's what you have to remain committed towards, because it's your board exams this year, and you have to be very careful about what you are going to attempt in them. So obviously it is your knowledge, your hard work that will pay off ultimately, but we are there to help you. I am there to help you. I have been doing live streams every week, every Sunday at 5 p.m. Indian Standard Time to help you people with the practice questions, because I have been a teacher since the last 15 to 20 years now. And what I have noticed is that over the years, the pattern of questions in the board exams, they never change. They more or less happen to be the same questions with different words and different figures repeated year after year, and that's why I've chosen for this live stream, as well as for all other live streams, I've chosen questions which are which have been coming in the board exams in the past, and which are most likely to come in the board exams this year also. This year, as you know, the format of the board exams has changed, and it is now going to be MCQ based, which is MCQ based exam in November, and then you'll have a subjective exam in March or April. So CBSE has already come out with the date sheet. Sorry, not date sheet as yet. They have come out with the guidelines, and they have given the tentative dates that your minor subjects and skill subjects exams will start from 15th November, whereas the major subjects, mathematics is considered as a major subject, so that will start from 24th of November. So 15th to 23rd will be the minor subjects and the skill subjects. 24th onwards will be your major subjects. Yes, Anshik, you are a new student, and that's why I'm seeing you for the first time here. But remain committed towards your studies, because that's what is going to help you. And let me tell you about the stream itself. So today we are going to discuss about probability. So in probability, you know that the name of the chapter is Statistics and Probability, the unit name. But actually in the first term only probability is coming, so I have not chosen any questions after statistics. It is only probability that we are going to do. And probability is a very simple topic, and since this is the last chapter of our revision, so from next week we'll do sample question papers. So make sure that you attend the streams from the next week onwards, including this one, because this is going to help you with probability and whole revision, the full year's revision or the full 6 months revision we are going to do from the next Sunday onwards. And I want good participation, and I see there are some new students today. Another Tomar we have, so we have 3 Tomars with us right now. Ashi, good evening. Khushi, good evening, and a very warm welcome to all of you. And my class is being full of Tomars, so yes, it's very happy to know that all of you are here, and we are going to do probability. So talking about probability, if we have got say 10 children, out of which 5 are Tomar, what is the probability of picking out a Tomar? So that is what the probability of picking out a Tomar is very high. Okay, so Ashi is a friend of uh, Ashu. Okay, so Ashu, Anshik, Ashi, all of you, they are very nice to know all of you. And okay, so about probability, I was talking. So, uh, okay, sorry, you confused me with all the thoughts. Right. So Animesh is also here. Animesh, good evening and welcome to you. So we'll be talking about probability today, but before we go into the questions, I want to tell you that this stream, including all other streams that we have been doing in the past few weeks, have been sponsored by Good and More. So Good and More is a company which is basically into it's basically into packaged food industry, and if you want you can visit them on the website, which is goodandmore.in. The spelling of more, as you can see, is MOORE. So they have lots of products which are available, basically syrups and powders, which are available for milkshakes and cocktails, mocktails. You can buy any of them by visiting their website and by using the Amazon link. But what they are doing is that for the best performer of the stream in the month, they are going to give out a special package which contains 4 syrups and 2 powders and 2 candles. So that's a package worth 3000 rupees, which will be given to the winner of the stream. And that's what you have to do. You have to answer the questions. There are some rules behind that, that if you are basically are if you are if I'm showing a question, you have to answer the question. You have to give the correct answer to the question. If you are the first one to give the correct answer, you get 2 points for that. If you have given the answer before I solve it on the screen, then you will get 1 point for it. And anybody who scores more than 50 points and who has the maximum points at the end of the month will get a prize. But the best benefit is that if you share the link of the stream with your brothers, sisters, or your friends, classmates, basically 10th class students, and a lot of them will benefit out of this. Not only academically, they will benefit knowledge wise also, but also they can win the prize. And not only that, if any of your friends come and join the stream and stay till the end, you are going to get 3 extra points for that. So make sure that you bring all your friends from next week onwards. And I've got Shiv Yadav. Shiv Yadav, good evening. Welcome to the stream and nice to see you here. And you are also Ashu's friend. So Ashu, I think you are going to get a lot of points this week. You are already in the lead. You have got 50 points already. So let me tell you, see, basically how would I know that you attended the stream, or how would the company know that you attended the stream? So for that you have to fill out an attendance form, and the attendance form is given in the description of the video, and you can just go and find the link to the attendance form, fill up that attendance form and come back here, and we'll continue with the questions. So make sure that you fill up the attendance form. Plus also I've got another channel also by the name of Ganitavya, so you can visit that, which is basically a channel in which I speak in Hindi. So I've got 2 distinct channels, one for English audience, one for Hindi audience. I know that a lot of my students who come here can speak both Hindi and English, so both will be suitable for you. So make sure that you do not miss out on any future content or future live streams. So for that you have to click on the subscribe button. So don't forget to click the subscribe button, and not only that, click the bell notification also. So click on the bell notification, click on all, so that every time a new video is uploaded or a new live stream is announced, you get it right into your inbox. That's what you have to do. And while you are here, do not forget to click on the like button also. So now as my promotion is over and I can go forward, and we'll actually go into the studies, and we'll study what probability is, right? So let me make myself a little smaller so that you see the content more rather than me. My picture is more or less not required now, so you can just have a look at the screen and tell me what you think. Okay, so are you all ready for the questions? Animesh, that's very good that you received the prize, and I did talk to the company that what happened, and probably it wasn't dispatched to you and Khushi, but I was told earlier this week, earlier in the week, in this week, that it has already been dispatched. So Khushi, I hope you also have got the prize. So both to Khushi and to Animesh, the prize has been dispatched. Right, I haven't received a confirmation from Khushi as yet, but if Animesh has received it, I'm sure Khushi also must have received it, or if not yet, it would come back maybe tomorrow or day after. Right, so nothing to worry about. And talking about statistics, okay, Khushi has also confirmed that she has received. Thank you, Khushi, for confirming. And let's move on to statistics and probability. So I'll talk about the concept first, and then we'll move on to the questions, for which for each question there will be 1 point, and if there are different parts in one question only, it will have as many points as the number of parts. Right, so talking about concept, see, probability is all about outcomes, or about the chance of earning, of getting an event, or so basically when you talk about outcomes means what are the chances of an event happening. So when we are talking about an event, what does an event mean? So event means that we want something to happen, which if it happens, it's called a favorable outcome. If it does not happen, it's not called a favorable outcome. For example, if we toss a coin and we call out heads for that, so if the if the coin lands on head, then it's a favorable event. But if it lands on tail, it is an unfavorable event. But it can land either on heads or on tails. So if I talk about a coin, tossing of a coin, it always has two outcomes, right? So these things I am telling because this is very helpful when you are going to calculate the probability of tossing a coin, or probability of throwing a die. So basically die means you have all played with die, and we usually call it dice. Dice is because when the plural of die is called a dice, which is DICE, and dice, you know, is or a die is a six-sided shape. It's actually a cube which is likely to land on any of its faces, and the face up has got some numbers printed on it. So it has carries the numbers from 1 to 6. So basically the number of dots on the die shows what is the number on it. So a die, you know, since it has a cube has 6 faces, it has got a total of 6 outcomes. So if you want a die to show the number 6, then the probability of getting that is, so calculating the probability is also very easy. The formula for that is number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. Favorable outcomes mean if you want a 6 to come, that is one favorable outcome, but there are a total of 6 favorable outcomes. How do I show it? 6 favorable outcomes, out of which, because the die can land on any of its faces, so the probability will be 1 upon 6. Now the probability can be expressed in fractions also, it can be expressed in decimals also, and it can be expressed as a percentage also. The probability of an event can never be greater than 1 if you are calculating it as a fraction or a decimal. It can never be greater than 1 as a decimal. In fact, it can never be greater than 1, it cannot be less than 0. So it has to be a decimal between 0 and 1. If you are calculating it as a fraction, it cannot be negative, it cannot be an improper fraction, so it has to be a proper fraction only. And if you are calculating it as a percentage, it can never go more than 100%, and it can never be less than 0%. So probability can be expressed as any of these things. And when we are talking of playing cards, cards, I know ताश के पत्ते आपने सबने खेले होंगे. So when we are talking about cards, what happens is there are 52 playing cards in it, which consists of 4 suits, and the suits are diamond, hearts, clubs, and spade. So 4 suits are there, and each suit has got 13 cards. So 4 into 13 makes it 52 cards, and there are numbers from 2 to 10, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, those are numbers. A, there is a card which is A, which is considered either as 1 or it is considered as some other number, sometimes 11. But if an A comes, then that means it's called an ace. So it doesn't have the, we don't call it 1, we call it an ace. So there's an ace card, there are numbers from 2 to 10, and there are 3 face cards in each suit, which are the jack, king, jack, queen and king. We are not considering the jokers here, so don't worry about the jokers. Whenever we are talking about probability, it's always about 52 cards, which contains 4 suits, each suit containing 13 cards. Right, and the last thing to talk about is complementary events. What are complementary events? Basically what happens is that complementary events are that, as I told you, the probability of any event happening is 100%. It cannot be more than that. So complementary means that if this does not happen, this surely will happen. So if there are two events, so if this does not happen, this surely will happen. That is a complementary event. So if the probability of this happening is 75%, then the probability of this happening will be 25%, because 100% minus 75% will give you the 25%. Same way in decimals, if this does not happen, this will happen. So if the probability of this happening is 0.75, then the probability of this happening will be 1 minus 0.75, which is 0.25. And same way in fractions, if the probability of this happening is 3/4, then the probability of this happening will be 1/4, because 1 minus 3/4 will give you 1/4. That's what it is. And okay, certificate, Khushi, okay, you received the certificate of Animesh. I'm so sorry you got the wrong certificate. I will make sure that you change it. And Animesh, have you received the certificate for area of circles also, because that also was sent to you? Khushi, I will make sure that you get the certificate, and there must have been a mix-up, I'm sure. I'll send you a new one. And letter attached on the courier have your number, name, address, etc. Does it have? Does it have my number, name and address? I'm not too sure. Okay, because it was sent directly from the company, so it must be the company's name, address, etc. I'm sure it must not be mine. Anyways, I'll make sure that the certificate is sent to you, Khushi. Sorry about the mix-up, but let's continue with probability. So when we are talking about complementary events, they are expressed as P of E dash, which is probability of the complement of some event happening. So if P E is the probability of an event happening, then the probability of the complementary event will be 1 minus the probability of the event happening. So it can be represented as P E dash or P E complement, we P E bar we say, or it is also called P naught E. So whenever we get these kind of notations, don't get confused that what are these, I don't know these. These are just referred to as complementary events. So right, we are all ready to start with the stream now. We are coming up to the first question, and there are a lot of questions in this stream, but it won't take very long because probability is a very simple topic. And the first question itself has got 4 parts. So these are not MCQs. Don't misunderstand that these are giving you the correct options, but these are 4 different parts of the same question. No options have been given. You have to give the answer yourself. As and when you get the answer, write it in the chat box. The first one to give the correct answer will get 2 points. All other correct answers before I tell you the answer gets 1 point, and if it's a wrong answer you get no point. Right, so these are fairly straightforward, and I've got the first answer from Animesh, who says it's 1/6. Anshik also says 1/6. Mm, okay. Animesh has given the answer for the next one. So 1 by 6, 1 by 6, it's better if you write the part number also, because I don't know which part are you giving. So Animesh says 1 by 6 to the first two parts, 2 by 3 to the third part, and 1 by 3 for the last part. Right, and Khushi says, Anshik says 1 by 6 to the first part, I'm assuming. Khushi says that the C is 1 by 2, and Sukrit Majumdar, there is another new student, though I've heard your name before also. I think you must have joined, I think 2 or 3 weeks back you joined, if I'm not wrong. And okay, he says 1 by 6, 1 by 6, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 6, 1 by 6. Okay, there are so many answers, now I'm going to get confused. Right. So what I'll do is I'll basically tell you the answers, and I'll do the marking at the end of the stream, because this is becoming too confusing now. Right. So the probability of this happening is the first part. So we are finding the probability of getting a 3. So when we want to get a 3, there are 3 is one favorable outcome, and there are a total of 6 outcomes. So the probability of the first part happening is 1 by 6. If we talk about part B, again we want 5. 5 is one of the numbers on the die, which is one favorable outcome, and because there are a total of 6 numbers, it is again 1 by 6. Part C, probability of getting a prime number. Now the prime numbers on a die, if you are thinking that 1 is a prime number, it's not a prime number. So it's basically the prime numbers are 2, 3 and 5. 1 is a unique number, 4 and 6 are composite numbers. So prime numbers, there are 3 possibilities of getting a prime number, but there are a total of 6 outcomes, so that simplifies to 1 by 2. And if we look at part D, a number greater than 4, so whenever it says greater than 4, it does not mean equal to 4, because if it had said greater than or equal to 4, then we would have considered 4 also, but in this case we are going to consider only 5 and 6, which are our favorable outcomes. So that's 2 favorable outcomes divided by a total of 6 outcomes, so that becomes 1 by 3. Right. So right, I think this is going to become very confusing, so I'll do the marking after the stream. I'll watch a replay and do the marking, and let's move to the next question. 2 coins are tossed simultaneously, so we are not talking about one coin, there are 2 coins and we toss them in the air simultaneously. What is the probability of getting at least one head? Now the options are given, these are not parts of the question, these are options. So you have to choose one of the options which you think is the correct option. What is the probability of getting at least one head, sorry. So are we receiving any answers already? Animesh says it should be 1 by 2, and so does Anshik think, whereas Sukrit thinks that it should be 3 by 4, and Ashi thinks it should be 1 by 2. Okay, let's see. 2 coins are tossed simultaneously. So when we are talking about 2 coins, basically whenever there are 2 of a thing, it's better to draw a probability tree. So basically if you are tossing a coin for the first time, you are getting 2 possible outcomes. You can either get a head or a tail. Then you toss it a second time, or if this is the first coin, and if we are talking about the second coin toss now, you are again likely to get a head or a tail, and this one also a head or a tail. So basically the outcomes that you got are head. In this one you've got head first and then tail. In this one you've got tail first and then heads, and in the last one you've got 2 tails. So what is the probability of getting at least one head? At least means not exactly one head, but at least one head. So that includes this one also, this one also, this one also, but it does not include this one. So the probability obviously is 3 by 4 because there are 3 favorable outcomes and out of a total of 4 outcomes. So all of you were wrong. I think Sukrit was the first one to give the correct answer. I will have to write the time also because otherwise I will get confused. So this was at 5:23 that the question came up on the screen. Okay, right. Now we have started getting the correct answers, right? But too late. Sorry, guys. It has already been done on the screen, and we'll move to the next question. Now, most of the questions in this stream are going to be multiple choice questions, so make sure you answer them correctly. So there are 3 unbiased coins this time, not 2, not 1. There are 3 of them, so be very careful. Find the probability of getting exactly 2 heads. So make sure you do not make any mistake. You again make a probability, the first coin toss, the second coin toss, the third coin toss, see how many events are there, how many are the favorable events, and then decide. Okay, so this question was thrown at 5:26. Okay, no correct answers yet, except that we have got one from Sukrit and Animesh. Animesh says 1 by 4 and Sukrit says 3 by 8. Right, Anshik also says 3 by 8, Deshi Ashu 3 by 8, Khushi 1 by 4. Right, let's see what the correct answer is. So the first coin toss, it's going to give us 2 outcomes, either a head or a tail. Then we have got a second coin toss, which will either be a head or a tail. Then we have got a third coin toss, which will either be a head or a tail. And same for this one, head or tail. And the second one here, head, tails. This one gives a head or tail. This one gives a head or tail. So the outcomes are H, 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 the first one. Second one is H, H, T. The third one is H, T, H. The fourth one is H, T, T. The fifth one is T, H, H. The sixth one is T, H, T. The seventh one is T, T, H. And the eighth one is T, T, T. So the probability of getting exactly 2 heads, this does not have that. This has, this has, this does not, this has, this does not, this does not, this does not. So there are a total of 3 favorable outcomes and out of a total of 8 outcomes. So the probability is obviously 3 by 8. Right, part B is correct, and that gives us the question. Time right now is 5:28, so finishing time is 5:28. Right, next question. 3 unbiased coins are, this is obviously a continuation of the previous question. So again you have got the possibilities, the probability tree is already in front of you. Now the same 3 coins are tossed simultaneously. What is the probability of getting at least 2 heads? So in the first part we did exactly 2 heads. Now they are asking for the probability of getting at least 2 heads. Right. Again, this question was shown as 5:28 p.m. Do we have any correct answers as yet? Desi Ashu, Sukrit Majumdar, Ashit Tomar, all of them say 1 by 2. Okay, what has changed? Why has it become 1 by 2? Okay, let's see, at least 2 heads. So I'll go back to the previous slide and see what options, what possibilities were there. So when we are talking about at least 2 heads, then out of the 3 original parts that we had, this one also gets included because this has got 3 heads, which is at least 2 heads, and this one doesn't count, and the last 3 don't count. So obviously it's 4 by 8. So the correct answer for this is 4 by 8, which simplifies to 1 by 2. And I've got these answers. Animesh says 7 by 8. So 5:30 I've finished this question, and I'm moving to the next question, which started at 5:30 p.m. Again, what is the probability of getting at most 2 heads? At most 2 heads. What does at most mean? At most means that you cannot get more than 2 heads, but you can get 1 head, you can get 2 heads, you can get 0 heads. Even that's also at most 2 heads. So there are 2 ways of doing this question. Once again, I go back to the previous probability tree that I had drawn, look at all the possibilities, and I'm looking for the option which does not have 3 heads, which is only the first option. So if I take away the first option, I add the probabilities of all the other remaining options. So that is one way of doing it. But the other way of doing it is by using the complementary event. So when we are talking about complementary events, when it says at most 2 heads, it means that there cannot be 3 heads. So basically what we want to do is we have to find the probability of not E, or not, I will better write it as probability of not 3 heads will be equal to 1 minus the probability of getting 3 heads, which was only 1 out of 8. So it's going to be 1 minus 1 upon 8, which is 8 minus 1 upon 8, or it should be 7 upon 8. So I've given the correct answer at 1732 or 5:32. Okay, and let's move to the next question. Cards numbered 11 to 60 are kept in a box. If a card is drawn at random from the box, find the probability that the number on the drawn card is an odd number. So think about the question carefully. The cards are numbered from 11 to 60. Think about how many cards are going to be there in all. So each card has got a different number. You have to think how many cards are going to be there, how many numbers are going to be there. Those are going to be all your outcomes, and you have to choose a favorable outcome, which is the probability of the favorable outcome, which is that the card that you pick up is an odd number. So what do you think is the correct answer? Desi Ashu says 1 by 2, and Ashi also says 1 by 2. Okay, let's see if that is the correct answer or not. Who others are answering? Sukrit also says 1 by 2. Animesh also says 1 by 2. Anshul also says 1 by 2. There are a lot of people going for 1 by 2. Let's see how many cards are there first of all. So the numbers are from 11 to 60. Now easy way of finding out the number of cards is to just subtract 11 from 60, and obviously this will become 5, this will become 10, 10 minus 1 is 9, 5 minus 1 is 4. So that becomes 49 cards, but because both 11 and 60 are included, you will have to add one more to that. So that gives you a total of 50 cards. So there are 50 total outcomes. So obviously our denominator is going to be 50. And we are looking for an odd number. So odd numbers can be 11, it can be 13, it can be 15, and it can go up to 59. Right? So these are all the odd numbers there. So obviously there are going to be 25 odd numbers. If there are a total of 50 numbers, 25 are going to be even and 25 are going to be odd. So the probability will be 25 by 50, which is equal to 1 by 2. So all of you who have given 1 by 2 as the correct answer are correct, and finished this question as 5:34 and started this at 5:32. Sorry, 5:32. Next question, which I'm starting at 5:35. Again the same question. Cards are kept from 11 to 60, so these are like your case study questions, where a case study is given to you and they are asking you different parts from the case study. So this also helps you in your exams, basically on the exam format also. So if a card is drawn at random from the box, find the probability that the number on the drawn card is a perfect square. Okay, Animesh says it should be 2 by 25. What are the others thinking? Sukrit says it should be 7 over 50. Let's see who is correct, who is not. Desi Ashu says 2 by 25. Khushi says 7 over 50. Ashi says 2 by 25. Right, let me reveal the answer now. So again, the total number of outcomes we also already discussed in the last question. It is going to be 50. So the denominator obviously will be 50. We are looking at the probability of the number on the drawn card is a perfect square. So the numbers are starting from 11 and they are ending at 60. So the perfect squares after 11 are basically 16, which is the square of 4. There are 25, which is the square of 5. There's 36, which is the square of 6, and there's 49, which is the square of 7. 64 comes above 60, so we have no possibility of getting a 1, 4, 9 or 64. So these are the 4 favorable outcomes. So when simplified, this becomes 2 by 25. So 2 by 25 is the correct option, and all those giving 7 by 50 are incorrect. So basically the time now is 5:37, and we move to the next question at 5:37. Find the probability that the number on the drawn card is divisible by 5. Divisible by 5, again I think since the numbers are 11 to 60, so the total number of outcomes will not change. It will remain 50 only. The only possibility is that the numbers on top will change. So basically you are looking for a number which is divisible by 5. How many numbers are likely to be there? Okay, Sukrit was the first one to give the answer, which is 1 by 5. Okay, Animesh followed him, 1 by 5. Ashi says 1 by 2, and Desi Ashu says 1 by 5. Okay, let me see what the correct answer is. So basically, to get the correct answer, again we know that the denominator is 50. We are looking for the number of favorable outcomes, which means how many numbers are divisible by 5. So obviously we've got 15, because 10 is less than 11, so that cannot be there. We can't have 5 and 10. So it starts from 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and 55 and 60. 65 can't be there because the cards are numbered only up to 60. So the total number of outcomes are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that means 10 upon 50, which simplifies to 1 upon 5, which is the correct answer. So all those people who gave the correct answer will be who gave 1 by 5 as the answer will be considered as correct. Animesh, I don't know who answered first, but I'll see it in the replay and give the marks accordingly. And it will be there in the replay. It will be there who answered first, so I will check from that. Right, and we have finished this question at 5:39, and we move to the next question at 5:39. Again, it's a continuation of the same question. A card is drawn at random. Again, the cards are numbered from 11 to 60. What is the probability that the number on the drawn card is a prime number less than 20? 3 by 50, 2 by 25, 1 by 10, or 3 by 25? Yes, to the previous question, I think Sukrit was the first one, so no doubt about that. Animesh's answer came after Sukrit, as I see it in my chat box. Sukrit was the first one to give the answer 1 by 5. Okay, regarding this question, we have Sukrit says 2 by 25, Animesh says 2 by 25, Ashu says 7 by 60, and Anshul says 2 by 25, Ashu says 3 by 50. So 7 by 60 से 3 by 50 हो गया. Okay, right. What you can do is Sukrit and Animesh, both of you, can you take a screenshot of the chat and send it to me, because send it to me on the address exp to success at sharma.ts. There is a confusion in this question because in my chat box Sukrit is given the first answer, and I don't know why your chat box is different, because the YouTube chat box obviously should be the same everywhere. So can both of you please take a screenshot of that particular moment at 5:36 or 5:35 was it? Just have a look and send me the screenshot at this address. Right. So we've got people giving the answers as 2 by 25 and 3 by 50. Right. So let me give the correct answer now. So the correct answer, basically again the denominator remains 50 because the number of total events total outcomes does not change. If we are looking at the probability of getting a prime number less than 20, so we have got 11 as a prime number, 13 as a prime number, 17 as a prime number, and 19 as a prime number. These are only 4 primes less than 20. We are not considering 2, 3, 5, 7 because those are less than 11. So we have to start from 11. We are looking at 4 of them. So that simplified gives us 2 by 25. So obviously 3 by 50 is incorrect, Ashu, and 2 by 25 is the correct answer. So that makes it at 5:43. I've given the answer. We move to the next question at 5:43. This question is about balls. That there is a box which contains different colors of balls, and you have to find it contains 100 red balls, 200 yellow balls, and 50 blue balls. If a ball is drawn at random, find the probability that it will not be a yellow ball. So be careful about the word that it will not be a yellow ball. Is it going to be 1 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, or 5 by 7? Waiting for the answers. Right, and meanwhile, while you are working out the answers, let me tell you that there's an attendance form in the chat box. If you want to win the prize and if you want to get a certificate, make sure that you fill up the attendance form. I have changed the attendance form this week because it was becoming too long, where a lot of you had to type out a lot of your details every time. So this time onwards you won't have to fill in your details. If you have participated in the stream previously, you just have to fill up mark your attendance for this one and move on. So right, we have already got some answers, and let me see what the answers are. So people are saying that the option, Animesh was the first one to say that it is 3 by 7, then Sukrit Ashi, Desi Ashu, Khushi, Anshul, all are saying that it's going to be 3 by 7. This seems to be a very simple answer there where nobody is having any confusions and everybody is giving the same answer. Let me see what the correct answer is. Right, so basically the total number of balls, if I see, so there are 100 red balls, 200 yellow and 50 blue, so that gives me 100 plus 200 plus 50, that makes it a total of 350 balls in all. So that's the total number of outcomes that are there. If a ball is drawn at random from the box, then find the probability that it will not be a yellow ball. So first let's find the probability of getting a yellow ball. So P of getting a yellow ball will be equal to how many yellow balls are there? There are 200. So it is 200 upon 350, which simplifies into 0, 0 gets cancelled, and dividing by 4 we get 4 upon 7, right? And then find the probability that it will not be a yellow ball will be probability of not Y will actually be 1 minus the probability of Y, which is going to be 1 minus 4 over 7, which is equal to 7 minus 4 upon 7, or 3 over 7. So option B, 3 over 7 is the correct answer, and I gave the correct answer at 5:46 p.m. and moving on to the next question at 5:46 p.m. A bag contains 5 red balls and some blue balls. Now the number of blue balls is unknown. If the probability of drawing a blue ball from the bag is thrice that of a red ball, find the number of blue balls. So slightly tricky question, but may not be very difficult for most of you, since probability is a very easy chapter. So could be quite easy for you. Okay, Animesh, you mailed me the photo. Thank you very much. Anyways, I'll wait for Sukrit's photo also, and then I will compare. But final decision will be mine. It's my discretion. What I see, if both of you are differ, so obviously I'll have a look at my screenshot or my replay. So Nitesh, good evening, very good evening to you. I think you've joined late to the party. The party is already halfway into it, and we are going to finish in some time. I think half an hour. This is not going to be a very long stream, though we have a lot of questions, but not a very long stream. Right, so all the people, Animesh was the first one to give the answer, which he says is there are 10 balls, and there are no options given to you, so you have to find out yourself. Animesh changed his answer to 15 later, but Sukrit, if 15 is the correct answer, then Sukrit will be considered to be the first one to give the correct answer. So we have got 15 from Sukrit, Ashu, Animesh, Ashi, Anshul, Khushi, and Nitesh. No problems, Nitesh, don't be sorry, but keep answering the question next time onwards. I think the first correct answer again was given by Sukrit. I don't know why it's happening that Sukrit, send it to this address please, exp to success at sharma.es. So mail it to this address, and in case any of you have any clarifications or any doubt, you can always mail it to this address and I will receive your mail, or you can leave a comment in any of the videos that I have, and I'll surely get the message that you are trying to convey. Right. Yes, according to me also Sukrit gave the first answer. Right, so let's look at the probability now. Since all of you are saying 15, let me see what it is. So a bag contains 5 red balls and some blue balls. So let's say red balls we have got 5, and blue balls, let's say there are X of them. Since we don't know, there are X of them. So the probability of drawing a blue ball will obviously be X upon the total number of balls. Now total number of balls will be 5 plus X. So this is the probability of getting a blue ball. x over 5 upon x, and probability of getting a red ball will be 5 over 5 plus x. And they are saying if the probability of drawing a blue ball is thrice that of a red ball, that means P of B is 3 times P of R, then we have to find the number of blue balls, which is x. So basically the value of x has to be found out. So that means x upon 5 plus x should be equal to 3 times 5 upon 5 plus x, which means x upon 5 plus x will be equal to 15 upon 5 plus x. This is fairly simple, that we multiplying both sides by 5 plus x, this also gets cancelled, this also gets cancelled, so obviously x will be equal to 15. And all those people who have given 15 as the answer do get the marks for this, do get the points for this, and I have given the correct answer at 5:50 p.m. And moving on to the next question at 5:50. A bag contains 15 balls, out of which some are white and some are black. Again, we don't know how many are white, how many are black, we don't know, but we know that the probability of drawing a black ball at random is 2/3. Then find how many white balls are there in the bag. Right. Thank you, Sukrit, for sending the pic, and thank you, Ashu, also for sending the pic. Right. Okay. Let's see. Any correct answers from any of you? और rather any answers from any of you? Correct तो बाद में पता चलेगा कि correct है भी कि नहीं, but any answers from any of you, any contenders for getting the points? Okay, meanwhile I think I will continue with the okay, so Krit is getting 5 as the answer. Okay, that there should be 5 white balls. Then why does it say 6, 8, 10 or 12? Okay, let's see how many white are there, how many black are there. Though Ashu is saying 10, Animesh 10, Ashi 10. I'm not sure if Sukrit is getting 5. Please recheck your answers. I don't know if this 5 is correct or 10 is correct. I don't know as yet. But let's see what is the correct answer. If you think that the correct option is not there, you can change your answer also if you want. Right. Let me solve the question, what the question says. So a bag contains 15 balls, out of which some are white and some are black. So let's say there are number of white balls and black balls. So white balls, let us say, are x, and obviously if the total number of balls are 15, then the black balls will be 15 minus x. And probability of drawing a white ball will be x over 15, and probability of drawing a black ball will be 15 minus x over 15. Now it says that the probability of drawing a black ball is 2/3. So that means 15 minus x over 15 is equal to 2/3. So multiplying both sides by 15, we get 15 minus x is equal to 2 by 3 into 15, which is 10. So 15 minus x is equal to 10, and therefore x will be equal to 15 minus 10, which is equal to 5. And x obviously was the number of white balls. We had to find the number of white balls only. The correct option is not there. Sukrit was right. 5 is the correct answer. Right. Nobody else is correct. Sorry for the confusion, that the correct option is not there, but 5 is the correct answer. Sukrit is right. And the answer was given at 5:54. Let's move on to the next question at 5:54. A bag contains white, black and red balls only. A ball is drawn at random from the bag. If the probability of getting a white ball is 3/10 and that of a black ball is 2/5, if the bag contains 20 black balls, then find the number of red balls in the black bag. So I think there is some grammatical error. This if should not be there. It should be a capital T. So the probability of getting a white ball is 3/10 and that of a black ball is 2/5. The bag contains 20 black balls. Find the number of red balls. We don't know the total number of balls. We only know that there are 20 black balls. How will you do it? You have to find the number of red balls. Should it be 10, 15, 20, 25 or any other answer that you think? Desi Ashu says, no sir, it's 10 because their probability is more. Please recheck it. 10 is number of black balls. So just a minute. Let me go back to the question and check it once more. So a bag contains 15 balls out of which some are white and some are black. If the probability of drawing a black ball at random from the bag is 2/3. Yes, so number of black balls is 2/3. So 10 out of 15 will be 2/3. We have to find the number of white balls. So the probability of getting white ball should be 1/3. Which means it should be, so if there are 10 black balls, so 15 minus 10, 5. Anyways, we are getting 5 as the correct answer. Yes? Okay. Right. So here we have started getting the answers now. Sukrit says that there should be 15 red balls. Desi Ashu says 15, Animesh says 15. Okay, Khushi says 15. Right, and let's see what the correct answer is. Let me solve the question for you. So there are some white, some black. So let me write white, black and red. We know that the number of black balls is 20. We don't know how many white balls are there, how many red balls are there, but probability of getting a white ball we know is 3/10. The probability of getting a black ball is 2/5, and the probability of getting a red ball we don't know. But since there are only these three colors, we can obviously say probability of getting a red ball is a complementary event. So we can say that probability of getting a red ball will be equal to 1 minus the probability of getting a white plus the probability of getting a black, which means it should be 1 minus 3/10 plus 2/5, or it should be 1 minus, so this becomes 3, 10 is the LCM, 3 plus 4, so that's equal to 1 minus 7/10, which is equal to 3/10. Now 3/10 is the probability of getting the red balls. Now if there are 20 black balls, so this is actually, it was fairly simple to do it. Now let's see, there are 20 black balls, so the probability of getting let's find the total number of balls. So total number of balls be x, so 2/5 of x should be equal to 20. So that means x should be equal to 20 into 5 upon 2. That means there should be a total of 50 balls. And since we have to find the number of red balls, and the probability of getting that is 3 over 10, so 3 over 10 as an equivalent fraction with the denominator 50, we will have to multiply by 5, so that will be 15. So 15 indeed is the correct answer, and the correct answer was given at 6 o'clock. Right, so all those people who have given 15 as the correct answer will get the points, the others will not. Moving on to the next question, and it's still 6 o'clock. We have come to the dice type of questions now. Two different dice are rolled together. Find the probability of getting the sum of numbers on two dice to be equal to 5. Okay, so again there are two dice. You have to be careful about how many total options are going to be there, total number of outcomes that you have to be careful about, and how many of them are going to be favorable outcomes. So Ashi says that 25, I think she is giving the answer to the previous question. No Ashi, 25 was not the correct answer. The correct answer was 15. Sukrit says that the probability of this question of getting the sum of two numbers on the dice will be 1/9, which is option B. I don't know if that is correct or not, but we will see it for sure. Meanwhile, I'm waiting for some more answers in case any of you have answered it. But do not forget to fill in the attendance form. If you are eligible for the prize, the attendance, you will be sent the prize only if you have all the attendance forms filled in for all the weeks. And obviously if you and even for the certificate, the attendance form is a must. So make sure that all of you fill up the attendance form. Okay, Ashi says 1/9. Sukrit, Desi Ashu, Khushi, Ashi, Animesh, Anshul, all are saying 1/9 is the correct answer. And right. Okay, let's see what the correct answer is. So there are two dice, so obviously the options that you can get are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the first roll, and then the second dice again can show 6 options: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the second dice will also have shown as many. So since there are 6 numbers, we will get a total of 6 into 6, which is equal to 36 options. So obviously the denominator, it's clear, is 36. There are a total of 36 outcomes that are going to be there. We have to find the probability of getting the sum on the number on the two dice to be 5. To be 5 means it should not be less than 5, it should not be greater than 5, it should be exactly 5. And the way we can get that is 1 on the first dice, 4 on the second dice, or it could be 2 on the first dice, 3 on the second dice, 3 on the first dice, 2 on the second dice, or 4 on the first dice and 1 on the second dice. So there are a total of 4 options, 4 favorable outcomes, which obviously translates to 1/9, and B is the correct answer, which was given at 6:03 p.m. Okay, there is a question: how many slides are remaining? Okay, we are halfway through, and I think another 10, how many? Yeah, we are on the 16th slide. There are a total of 31. Right, but we should finish pretty soon. I think within half an hour we'll be done. So by 6:30 or maximum 6:40 we'll be done. We'll call it a day. Right, next question. given to you at 6:04 p.m. Two different dice are rolled together. Find the probability of getting an even number on both dice. 1/2, 1/4, 1/8 or 1/12. Even number on both the dice. So this is not talking about the sum of the numbers. It is talking about getting an even number on both the dice. So again, because there are two dice being rolled together, or two dice being rolled together, that means there are a total of 36 outcomes. So the denominator obviously has to be 36. So 1/2, 1/4, 1/8 or 1/12. Okay, and find the probability of getting an even number on both the dice. So the favorable outcomes: on the first dice you can get a 2, a 4 or a 6, which are all even numbers. If you get a 2 on the first, you can get a 2, 4 or 6 on the second roll, or on the second dice, and same goes for here, 2, 4 and 6, and same goes here, 2, 4 and 6. So there are a total of 9 favorable outcomes. People have changed their answers now, 1/4, but no marks after this. Animesh was the last one to say it. Now no more answers I'm accepting. So it is 9/36, which is equal to 1/4. Yes, answer part B is correct, and the correct answer was given at 6:06. Ashi, sorry, that's not the correct answer. It's not 1/2. It is going to be 1/4. 9/36, which is 1/4. Right, let's move to the next question, which is given to you at again 6:06 p.m. Two different dice are rolled. Find the probability of getting such numbers on two dice whose product is a perfect square. Whose product is a perfect square. Okay. So we know that two dice are rolled, so obviously there are 36 total outcomes that are there. We can have the numbers on each dice from 1 to 6. Since the lowest number that we can get is 1 and 1, and the product of that is 1. The largest number that we can get is 6 and 6, and the product of that is 36. We have to find the perfect squares between 1 and 36. So how many perfect squares are there, and based on that you will get the answer. Right, so Animesh, 1/4. Animesh, 1/4 is the answer to this question. 6:06. Yes. Animesh says C. No, 1/9. He is saying the correct answer should be 1/9. We've got Ashi, 1/2 was for the last one. Ashu says 1/9. Khushi says 1/9. Anshul says 1/3. Okay, let's see what the correct answer is. So basically, like I said, we are looking at the perfect squares between 1 and 36, which are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 and 36. Now we look for factors of these numbers. So obviously 1 we can get only if there's 1 and 1. 4 we can get only if there is there are in fact two possibilities for 4. We can get a 1 and a 4 also. We can get a 4 and a 1 also. So there are 3 possibilities in fact. We can get a 2 and a 2 also. I'm not giving any more chances after this. Sukrit was the last answer that I'm expecting. Okay, 9. We can get we can't get 1 and 9, we can only get 3 and 3. 16, we can't have 2 and 8 because 8 is not a number on the dice. We can't have 1 and 16, we can have 4 and 4. 25 obviously can be only 5 and 5, and 36 obviously can be only 6 and 6, because 2 and 18 cannot be there, 9 and 4 cannot be there, 12 and 3 cannot be there. So the total number of options are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are 8 over 36, which means 2 times 9 times. The correct answer is actually 2 9ths. Who has given 2 9ths as the correct answer? Nobody. Nobody. So nobody gets the points for this question. We finished at 6:10. So please make sure that these possibilities you consider, because the product, such numbers on 2 dice whose product is a perfect square. So please remember, 1 into 4 is also 4, which is a perfect square. 4 into 1 is also 4, which is a perfect square, and 2 into 2 is also 4, which is a perfect square. So there are 3 favorable outcomes in 4 itself. So despite there being 6 outcomes, 6 favorable outcomes, we have added 2 more because of 4. Right, so it becomes 8 over 36, which is 2 9ths. Get it? Sir, recheck it. 4 and 9. 4 and 9. 4 by 9. It should be 4 by 9. No, I am dividing by 4. So 8 over 36. If I divide by 4, so 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 36 divided by 4 is 9. So it should be 2 by 9. How come you are saying 4 by 9? And all of you? No, Sukrit, it was mostly Sukrit who was saying 4 by 9. And Ashu said recheck it, then Ashi said 4 by 9. Okay, yeah, right. So people were doing a mistake. It was actually 2 by 9. You are correct. I am correct. Sorry, you people are wrong. Let's move to the next question, which I am giving it to you at 6:12 p.m. Read the question properly. A piggy bank contains 150 paisa coins, 51 rupee coins, 22 rupee coins, and 10 5 rupee coins. If it is equally likely that one of the coins will fall out, so you don't have to think that one coin is heavy, one coin is light, or one coin is thicker, one coin is thinner. Don't think about like that. So if it is equally likely that any coin can fall out when the piggy bank is turned upside down, you have to find the probability that the coin falling out will be of a value less than rupees 5. Animesh says D is the correct answer, which is 17 by 18. Okay. Let's see who else is giving the correct answer. Desi Ashu says 17 by 18. Sukrit says it should be 1 by 18. 1 by 18 is not an option, I think. Sukrit, are you sure it should be 1 by 18? The probability that the coin falling out will be of value less than rupees 5? 7 by 18. 17 by 18. How many times will you change your answer? Khushi says it should be 17 by 18. Let's see what the correct answer is. So obviously, since the piggy bank contains 50 paisa coins, 1 rupee coins, 2 rupee coins, and 5 rupee coins, and the total numbers are 100, 50, 20, and 10. So how many total coins are there? 150, 170, 180. So total is 180 coins are there in all. And the probability of getting a value of 5 rupee coin will obviously be 10 over 180, which is equal to 1 by 18, and the probability of the coin falling out will be of value less than rupees 5 will obviously be 1 minus 1 by 18, which is equal to 18 minus 1 over 18, which is equal to 17 by 18. So yes, 17 by 18 is the correct answer, which was solved by me at 6:15 p.m. And we move on to the next question, which is 6:15. Okay, so we have to come to the cards game now. One card is drawn from a well shuffled deck of 52 cards. Find the probability of getting a queen of black suit. So like I said, there are 4 suits in a deck of playing cards. There's hearts, diamonds. Hearts and diamonds are red suits, and club and spades are the black suits. So there are 52 cards in all, 13 cards in each suit, 3 face cards are there in each suit, jack, king and queen. Ace is not considered as a face card, so only those cards which have faces on them like jack, queen and king are called the face cards. So what is the probability of getting a queen of black suit? Right, so we have 1 by 26. Animesh gave the first answer. Not sure if it is correct or not. 1 by 26. So Krit says 1 by 26. Ashi says 1 by 26. Khushi 2. And Anshul says 1 by 52. And was Anshul the first one to give D? Anshul, when you wrote D, was that the answer to the previous question or to this question? Okay. Anshul says 1 by 52. Ashu says 1 by 26. Okay. Find the probability of getting a queen of black suit. So obviously we can have a total of 52 cards. So the total number of outcomes are 52. The denominator is going to be 52. A queen of black suit means it could be a queen of clubs or queen of spades. So there are 2 favorable outcomes, which is 2 by 52, which is 1 over 26. So option C is the correct option, and Desi Ashu was the last one to answer. And 6:18 p.m. we ended this. We move on to the next question at 6:18 only. So while you people solve it, I will remind you again to fill up the attendance form, because if you do not fill up the attendance form, you won't get the certificate also, and you won't get the prize also. For filling up the certificate, for getting the certificate and the prize, the filling up the attendance form is mandatory. So make sure you fill up the attendance form, which you will find in the description of the video. Do not forget to do not forget to like the video also, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel, so that by clicking on the bell notification, so that you do not miss out on any future videos. Okay, Nitesh is asking how. How what? How you are asking the answer to this question, or how to fill up the attendance form? Attendance form is there in the description of the video, Nitesh. So if you look at the description, you will find a link to the attendance form. Just click on the link and fill up the uh, form. Okay, points I cannot tell right now. So all I can tell is if you are giving the first correct answer, you will get 2 points for that. All other correct answers before I solve it on the screen, 1 point for that, and for each of your friend coming to the stream, 3 points for that. So Ashu has got a lot of friends who came today who all confirmed that they are Ashu's friends, and if they fill up the same in the attendance form also, there is a link for all the new students who can fill up who was the friend who called them. So they will get the points for 3 points for each person attending the stream. Right, and what is the current tally of points? I can't say because this stream I'm not counting the points. There were so many people. I found it very confusing and very time consuming as well. So I'll have a look at the replay of the stream and then give the points accordingly. Okay, so we have some correct answers, some answers coming in. So people are saying mostly going with, I think Ashu was the first one to say 618. Okay, Ashu, Animesh was the first one to say 11 by 13, and then it was Ashu, and then it was Anshul who said 7 by 18, Sukrit 11 by 18, Khushi 11 by 13. Okay, sorry, they are all 13. I'm saying 18. Right, sorry. Okay, let me see what the correct answer is. So obviously there are 52 cards, so the denominator has to be 52, no other option apart from that. Find the probability that the card drawn is neither a jack nor a king. So there are 4 suits we know very well, and in each suit we know that there is an ace, there are cards from 2 to 10, and then there is a jack, queen and king. So there are total of 13 cards in each of them, and if we do not consider a jack or a king, we are left with 11. And 11, because there are 4 suits, so it's obviously going to be 11 into 4, and I'm accepting the last answer from Khushi. So the 11 into 4 is 44, so the correct answer is 44 upon 52, which when simplified or divided by 4 we get 11 by 13. So obviously option D is the correct answer. Right, which was solved at 6:22 p.m. and we move to the next question at 6:22 p.m. Right, who is coming up with the answer now? The king, queen and jack of black suits are removed from a pack of 52 cards, and then the remaining cards are well shuffled. Well shuffled means all the cards are properly mixed up. A card is selected from the remaining cards. Find the probability of getting a red card. Okay. The king, queen and jack of black suits are removed. Think about carefully what the question says and then come up with the correct answer. Desi Ashu was the first one to give the answer, who says it should be 12 upon 13. 12 upon 13 is unfortunately not in the options. Desi Ashu, you would like to recheck that, or do you think that the correct option is not given here? I have not received any other answers as yet. Right. Animesh says it should be 1 by 2. Okay. Sukrit says 13 by 23. Sukrit was the In fact, after Desi Ashu, then it was Sukrit and then Animesh. Sukrit says 13 by 23, Desi Ashu says 12 by 13, Animesh says 1 by 2, Khushi says 13 by 23, Nitesh says 1 by 2, Sukrit says, you sent a picture, that was a long time back, Sukrit. No confusion in this one. Ashu was the first one to answer 12 by 13. Then it was Sukrit who said 13 by 23. Animesh 13 by 23. Anshul and Desi Ashu 13 by 23. Okay, let's see what the correct answer is. Not okay. So the king, queen and jack. King, queen and jack of black suits are removed. So that means these are a total of 3 cards, and if black suits, which means both club and spades are removed, that means 6 cards will be removed. So out of 52, we will be, if we remove 6 cards, we will have the denominator as 46. So we will be left with 46 cards, and we have to find the probability that of getting a red card. So the king, queen and jack of the black cards are removed, not of the red cards. Red cards still will be 13 of diamonds and 13 of hearts. So that makes it a total of 26 cards. So the correct answer should be 26 over 46. And I am not, Desi Ashu was the last one to answer. 26 upon 46, which simplifies to 13 upon 23. So indeed D is the correct answer, which was given to you guys at 6:26 p.m. and we move on to the next question at 6:26 p.m. I hope you are able to hear me clearly and no problems in the audio quality as such. Video I know is much better than it was in the last in the first few streams that I did. How's the audio? I don't think audio is very good because I'm not using my headphones now. Somehow the headphones don't work with this camera problem. Okay, Anshul says there is no problem with the audio quality. Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. What does yes sir mean? Audio, that you are able to hear me properly. Okay, right. So the audio is clear. Yes sir means that. Right. Fine. So now you can proceed to give me the answers to this question. Desi Ashu says 1/4, which is option B. Thank you, Nitesh, for saying that my voice is clear. Right, and Animesh says it should be 1/6. Not sure who's correct, Ashu or Animesh. Sukrit says it should be 1/6. Let's see what the correct answer is. So red queens and black jacks are removed. So there are 2 red queens and 2 black jacks which are removed. So a total of 4 cards have been removed. So obviously the denominator now will be 52 minus 4, which will be equal to 48. So once the denominator is clear, then we can look at the numerator also. Most of the people are saying that 1/6 is the correct answer. Instead of Ashu, no, Ashu also has later clarified that it should be 1/6 only. Okay, so in case 1/6 is the correct answer, Animesh was the first one to give the answer. Okay, and what do we have to find out? A card is drawn at random from the remaining cards, which are 48. Find the probability that the card drawn is a face card. So red queens, there were a total of 3 face cards in each suit. Total of 4 suits are there, so there are 12 face cards. But red queens and black jacks both are face cards, and a total of 4 out of them have been removed. So we are left with 8 face cards. So that's 8 upon 48, and Anshul is the last one that I am accepting the answer for. And 8 over 48 is 1/6, and the correct answer was given to you at 6:29 p.m. We move on to the next question at the same time, 6:29. I think we are almost to the last question now. Is it, or second last? No, we have got 5-6 questions left. Okay. Right. Anshul, okay, no, nobody has given the correct answer for this. There are 12 defective cards, sorry, not cards, pens. Talking about cards, getting confused. 12 defective pens are mixed up with 132 good ones. It is not possible to just look at a pen and tell whether it is defective or not. One pen at random is taken out from the lot. Find the probability that it is a defective pen. So 12 defective pens are mixed up with 132 good ones. You have to find the probability of picking up a defective pen. 1 by 11, 1 by 12, 1 by 13 or 1 by 14. Animesh says it should be 1 by 12, so does Sukrit. Khushi says it should be 1 by 12. Not sure what the others say, but obviously the denominator, or should we look at the numerator first? So since we are picking out the probability of it being a defective pen, and there are 12 defective pens, so obviously the numerator has to be 12. And the denominator, now I will not accept any more answers. Anshul is the last answer that I am accepting. Okay, so the denominator will be 12 pens plus 132 good pens are also there. So the total number of pens is 144, which obviously is 1 upon 12. So B is the correct answer, which was given to you guys at 6:31 p.m. Let's move on to the next question. We come to marbles now. So after dice, after coin tosses, after die, after balls, after what all cards, we have come to marbles. So the probability of selecting a red marble at random from a jar that contains only red, blue and orange marbles is 1 by 4. So let me write that. Whenever the question is big and it's a word problem and I have to, I prefer to take notes. So I know that there are red, blue and orange marbles. That thing I'm clear of. The probability of selecting a red marble is 1 by 4. So probability of a red marble is 1 by 4. The probability of selecting a blue marble from the same jar is 1 by 3. So probability is 1 by 3. If the jar contains 10 orange balls, find the total number of balls in the jar. Okay. Right, so this was a question that we have done already in the past also. Animesh says that there should be a total of 24 balls in the jar. 24 marbles, sorry. 24 marbles should be there. Why am I getting confused? This should not be balls, this should be marbles. You people also don't get confused. Sukrit says, Ashu says 24, Sukrit says 24, Khushi says 24, but obviously Animesh was the first one to say 24. Okay, so let's see, let the total number of balls be X. Okay, the probability of getting an orange we'll find out first. So obviously it's going to, probability of getting an orange will be 1 minus the probability of getting a red plus the probability of getting a blue. So it's going to be 1 minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 3, which is equal to 1 minus 12, 4 plus 3, which is 1 minus 7 by 12, or it should be 5 by 12. So 5 by 12 is the probability of getting an orange ball. Anshul says C, which is option number 24. So again, Anshul is the last one for whom I am accepting the answer. So if the probability of getting an orange ball is 5/12, so 5/12 uh, 5/12 should be equal to, there are 10 orange balls, 10 over x. So we have to find the x here. So x obviously will be, x goes there, and this will be 10 multiplied by 12 divided by 5. So 5 times 2 is 10, which should be equal to 24. So 24 is the correct answer, which was given to you guys at 6:35 p.m. Last question was done at 6:31, so we started this one also at 6:31. Right, let's move on to the next question, and we are finishing soon, just 2 or 3 slides left now. A bag contains 18 balls, out of which X balls are red. So we don't know how many are red. There are X balls that are red. If 2 more red balls are put in the bag, the probability of drawing a red ball from the bag will be 9 by 8 times the probability of drawing a red ball in the first case. So जब balls कम थी तो probability कुछ थी, but 2 balls और डाल दी तो probability has become 9 by 8. Find the value of x. Not pretty difficult, I think. Okay, time 6:36. "18 balls, out of which x balls are red." So probability of getting, just a minute, probability of getting a red ball in the first case, R1, let's say, is there were x red balls out of a total of 18 balls. So it was x over 18. Okay, Animesh says that it should be 8 should be the answer. That there are 8 red balls. There were initially 8 red balls. Okay. 8, 9, 12 or 18. Let's see. Khushi says there should have been 7 red balls. 7 unfortunately is not an option, but Khushi thinks it should be 7. Oh no, she says 8. Okay. Anshul says 8. So we have got Animesh, Ashu, Khushi and Anshul saying 8. Any other options? Okay. Probability of getting a red in the second case, 2 more red balls are put in the bag. So that means the number of red balls are now x plus 2. And total number of balls will now become 20, because initially there were 18 balls. Now 2 more red balls have been put in. So it becomes 20. Now it says that the probability of drawing a red ball from the bag will be 9 by 8 times the probability of drawing a red ball in the first case. So means P of R2 should be equal to 9 by 8 times P of R1. Now it's just a question of putting in the values and finding out the correct answer. So that means x plus 2 upon 20 should be equal to 9 by 8 into x by 18. Okay. Sukrit is the last answer that I am accepting. Expecting and accepting becomes very confusing for me. So does motivation, and I always say motivation as motification. I don't know why. Notifications have become too common now, so motivation becomes motification, and accepting, expecting I don't know, too much confusion. Right. Okay. So solving this, we get 9 times 1 is 9, 9 times 2 is 18. So we get x plus 2 upon 20 should be equal to x upon 16. We can just cross multiply, so we get 20x on one side. So 20x should be equal to 16x plus 16 into 2, which is 32. 16x I can take to the other side, so that becomes 20x minus 16x is equal to 32, which means 4x is equal to 32, or dividing by 4 we get x is equal to 32 divided by 4, which is equal to 8. So indeed 8 was the correct answer, which I have given to you guys at 6:40 p.m. Okay, meanwhile, don't forget about the Diwali bumper stream that we are having, which we are having on 7th of November. We have got some special guests also coming, and who will tell you about how to handle the exam pressure. Your exams are starting from 15th of November. We have Diwali on 4th of November, and the next weekend after Diwali on Sunday, the 7th of November, we'll have a Diwali bumper stream on which special guests are coming on, who will tell you specifically the steps to follow to score good marks in the examinations, so that you don't get confused with the questions and how to handle the multiple choice questions. We are getting a good number of guests, not good, but I think 2 or 3 guests will be there. But all of you have to be there with your parents, preferably. They should also watch the stream, because it is very important that when a child comes under pressure, it is not only because of the child or the teachers themselves, it is also because of the parents. So make sure that your parents also you all send the link to your parents also, so that they should also log in and see the stream while the stream is running, so that the experts can tell the students, give tips to the students and to the parents as well, as to what they should be expecting from the child, and how much pressure to put and how much pressure not to put, and how the children should be answering the correct option, choosing the correct options, and how to get rid of all the fear. So don't forget to click on so that will be on the Ganitavya channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the Ganitavya channel as yet, make sure you subscribe to it right now. The link is there in the description box also. As well, you can search it on YouTube also for Ganitavya, and you can subscribe to it and click on the bell notification as well. Right, moving on to the next question. A bag contains 15 white and some black balls. So we don't know the number of black balls now. If the probability of drawing a black ball from the bag is thrice that of drawing a white ball, find the number of black balls in the bag. Question was given to you at 6:43. White balls and black balls. There are 15 white balls and black balls. We don't know. Let's say they were X. If the probability of drawing a black ball from the bag is thrice that of drawing a white ball, find the number of black balls in the bag. Okay. Sukrit says 60, but then he changed it to 45. Khushi says 45. Animesh says 45. So let me start solving then. So the total number of balls, 15 white and X black, so 15 plus X, that should be the denominator for sure. If the probability of drawing a black ball, so let us find the probability of drawing a black ball is X upon 15 plus X, and probability of drawing a white ball is going to be 15 over 15 plus X, and the probability, it is given that the probability of drawing a black is 3 times the probability of drawing a white, which means x over 15 plus x should be equal to 15 over 15 plus x into 3, because 3 times of that. So again that becomes x over 15 plus x should be equal to 45 over 15 plus x. Again multiplying by 15 plus x on both the sides, this gets cancelled, and therefore x is equal to 45. 45 is the correct answer. What was asked? The number of black balls. So yes, it is 45. Total number of balls was 60, and Ashi was the last answer that I was accepting. No mistake this time. Right. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is this. I think this must be the last question if I'm not wrong. No, still 3 more slides. I don't know. I forgot. Okay, this was given to you at 6:45 p.m. We're finishing in 5 minutes, I think, 5 or 10 minutes max. A box contains white balls, black balls and red balls in the ratio of 1:2:3. So when the ratio is 1:2:3, it could be, I can take it as x, 2x and 3x. Those are the number of balls. A ball is selected at random. What is the probability that it is not a red ball? P, not R. So let's find the probability of drawing a red ball first. So that's 3x over the total number of balls, which are x plus 2x plus 3x. 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 3. Sukrit says 1 by 2. So that is 3x upon 6x. So obviously that's 1 by 2 because x and x get cancelled, and this becomes 1 by 2. So the probability of getting a red ball is 1 by 2. Who have given 1 by 2 as the answer? Sukrit has given, Ashu has given, and Animesh was the first one to answer. No, it was Ashu, not Animesh. Ashu had answered 1 by 2, Animesh had answered 1 by 2, then Ashu changed it to 1 by 3, Sukrit was then 1 by 2, Ashu again changed it to 1 by 2, Khushi says 1 by 2, Khushi is the last that I am accepting. So the probability of drawing a red ball is 1 by 2. We have to find the probability that it is not a red ball. So probability of not R will be equal to 1 minus 1 by 2, which is again 1 by 2. 1 by 2 is not even there in the options. Okay. Animesh says he deleted his message first time. Did he delete? Okay, he must have. I will have to see the replay. Yes, because he did change it to 1 by 3 and then to 1 by 2. I'll check it in the replay, doesn't matter. I'll come to know. Ashi, sorry you are late. The question has already been solved. Let's move on to the next question. In a family having 3 children, find the probability that at least one child is a boy. At least one boy. At least one boy means there could be one boy, there could be 2 boys, there could be 3 boys. So what is the probability that at least one boy should be there? 6:48 p.m. 7 by 8. Okay, Sukrit says 7 by 8. Ashu says 7 by 8. Okay, we have got Animesh says 7 by 8. Ashi says 7 by 8. Let's see what the correct answer is. So again, having three children, so the first child could be a boy or a girl. The second child again could be a boy or a girl. And the third child again could be a boy or a girl. So here we have got three boys. Here we have got two boys and a girl. Here we have got a boy, a girl and a boy. Here we have got a boy and two girls, a girl and two boys, a girl, a boy and a girl, a girl, a girl and a boy, or three girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The denominator is 8. How much questions are left? Ashu, just one or two questions after this. Whose was the last answer? Khushi. No more answers after Khushi. Okay. So find the probability that at least one child is a boy. So the only probability of getting three girls is this one, which is equal to 1 by 8. So the correct answer should be 1 minus 1 by 8, because in all other cases there is at least one boy. There could be two boys also, there could be three boys also, but at least one boy is there in all other options. So 1 minus 1 by 8 is obviously 7 by 8, and D is the correct answer. Ashi, again same answer. One or two questions are left. 6:51 p.m. Next question. Peter throws two different dice together and finds the product of the two numbers obtained. I think this is the last one. No, one more after this. Sorry. Peter throws two different dice together and finds the product of the two numbers obtained. Reena throws a die and squares the number obtained. Who has a better chance to get the number 25? Is it Peter, Reena? Both have an equal chance, or the data is insufficient. (6:52 p.m.) So here we will have to find the probability for both Peter and Reena, that what chances do they have of getting the number 25. So one, what he is doing, he is taking the product of the two numbers. The other is squaring the number obtained. Peter has got two dices and Reena has got one dice. Okay, Animesh, Ashu, Sukrit, all three said C, that both will have an equal chance. Okay. Animesh has changed it and says that Reena will have a better chance. Okay. Animesh, as soon as you give a second answer, your first one is considered to be invalid. Right? Okay, so Animesh said Reena. Ashu also has changed to Reena. I'm still waiting for the other answers. Khushi says both have an equal chance. So if option C is the correct option, then since Animesh and Ashu have changed their answers, Sukrit will be considered to be the first one to give the correct answer, and then Khushi, if C is the correct answer. But if B is the correct answer, then I think Animesh will get the 2 points and Ashu will get 1 point. If Peter is the correct answer, then nobody gets a point, and if data is insufficient, then also nobody gets a point. So lock कर दे आंसर्स को. Right. Sukrit says Reena. Sukrit has also changed. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Peter throws two different dice. So they are the first dice can get values from 1 to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And the second dice also can have values from 1 to 6. So obviously we know that there are going to be 36 outcomes in that, and he finds the product of the two numbers obtained. So the product he gets as 25 only if he can get 5 into 5. So that's only one out of the 36 options. So his probability of getting a number 25 is 1 by 36. Whereas Reena, she has only one dice, so the total number of outcomes are 6, and she is squaring the number she obtained. So that is just one answer, which is 5. So that is one of the 5 is a favorable outcome. So that means 1 over 6 is her probability, and 1 over 36 was Peter's probability. So who has a better chance? Obviously Reena has a better chance. I only considered 3 or 4 earlier in Reena's case. Okay, right. So yeah, that's it. Reena has got a better chance. Who was the last one to give the answer? Khushi. Right. Moving on to the next question, which is given to you at 6:56 p.m. The last question of the day. What is the probability that an ordinary year has 53 Sundays? 53 by 365, 52 by 365, 1 by 7 or 2 by 7? (53 by 365, 52 by 365, 1 by 7 or 2 by 7? Sukrit says 1 by 7, Ashu says 2 by 7, Khushi says 2 by 7. Okay. No answers from Animesh, Ashi as yet. Khushi changed it to 1 by 7. Why, Khushi? Okay, your wish. If you have changed it to 1 by 7, let's see. Your 2 by 7 is considered invalid then. 2 by 7. Okay. So what do? I consider 2 by 7 as invalid or 1 by 7 as invalid, or both as invalid? Ashu has also changed it to 1 by 7. So Sukrit was the first one who is sticking to his answer of 1 by 7. Khushi said 2 by 7, then changed it to 1 by 7, then changed it back to 2 by 7. Ashu, who had said 2 by 7 earlier, changed it to 1 by 7. इंकी पिंकी पोंकी चल रहा है क्या बच्चों? इंकी पिंकी पोंकी नहीं करना है. There is a logic to every question and you should understand the logic behind it. And the logic behind this question is that how many weeks are there in a year. So let's consider a simple scenario first. So when it becomes one full year, there are 52 weeks in a year, and when we are considering 52 weeks, it becomes very complicated. So we are going to consider simple scenarios, that what happens if if the first day suppose is a Sunday. Okay, so you have got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then back to Sunday. So the first day is a Sunday, the second day is a Monday, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. So the first day is a Sunday, 8th day will be a Sunday, then the 15th day will be a Sunday, then the 22nd day will be a Sunday, then the 29th day will be a Sunday, then the 36th day will be a Sunday. So we are adding 7 to each one of the numbers on top, right? So that is the logic behind it, that all of these days in the year, and we can keep going on and on and on up to 365 and sees how many are there. But that is not the way to do it. So the way to do it is that if this now let's see what are the multiples of 7. So 365, which are the normal year number of days in a year, let us divide that by 7 and see what do we get. So if we divide it by 7, we know that 7 times 5 is 35. We are left with 1. 5 comes below that, so that it becomes 15. 7 times 2 is 14. So we are left with the remainder of 1. That means the 364th day. So this is 7, then the next Saturday will be 14th, then 21st, 28th, and so on. And that means that the 364th day will also be a Saturday, and the 365th will be a Sunday, right? So the only possibility, now if Sunday falls on the second day of the month of the year, then it will fall on the 366th day, which is not in that year, right? So the only possibility of getting 53 Sundays in a year is if Sunday is the first day of the year, right? And to get the first day of the year, obviously since there are 7 possible days, 7 favorable outcomes, 7 total outcomes, and 1 outcome is Sunday, so it has to be 1 by 7. And Khushi has changed it to option C, which is 1 by 7. Okay, and Khushi's was the last answer that I was accepting. So that's it, and that's the end of the stream. And let me tell you once again, thank you for attending the stream, thank you for participating throughout, thank you for bringing your friends to the stream, because that is going to help you immensely, especially if you want to win the prize, because each extra friend is going to earn you 3 extra points. Now I think Khushi had 1 friend today. If I'm not sure whether she had a friend or not. I'll come to know from the forms that you have filled up. And Ashu, I think he had 3 friends, though one of them was there and he didn't participate throughout. Who was it? There was one more Tomar in the beginning. I don't remember now, but in fact he will not be considered because he didn't participate at all. But a lot of you participated, but be prepared for the Diwali stream, because in the Diwali stream I'm going to, and Sukrit, you are a new find. Thank you very much for being here. Hope you are being there. You will be there for every stream from now on, from the next stream. So we are doing it alternate days, one stream on Ganitavya, one stream on Exponent to Success. If you haven't subscribed to Ganitavya as yet, do click on the link given in the description box to Ganitavya and subscribe to the channel, or you search it for on YouTube and subscribe to the channel for there, so that you do not miss it under any circumstances. The next stream again will be on Sunday 5 o'clock, and I'll see you on Ganitavya. As far as the Diwali stream, you are most welcome to join the stream and come online. You can also be a part of the stream, where you can, if you have a camera and a microphone and a good internet connection, I can invite you on the stream and we can have a talk. You can ask your questions to the expert straight away, or the chat box is always there. but it will be a nice feeling if you can come on the chat box and we can have a chat about it, right? And that's all for today, I think. And till we meet again on Ganitavya next week, uh, wish you all the best. So take care. God bless. See you. Bye.